going on, boys? It's Daddy Big here, and today I kind of just wanted to talk about just getting sick, cause this September's actually been pretty rough for me. I've been trying to keep up with stuff the best I can, trying to keep up with school and uploads and everything else. But I've gotten sick multiple times, and it's like it's like, and here's the thing, right? Obviously, you can do things to try and help stop yourself from getting sick as often, right? But like, there's pretty much no way to permanently prevent it, you know? Because like, I've heard it thrown out before that if you protect yourself, like are super clean and never get exposed to pathogens or like bacteria or whatever, then that's gonna leave you with a weaker immune system. You know what I mean? And it's like, logically that makes sense. I don't know if science backs it up. I'm no sciencer myself, but that's just kind of like, I don't know, because it's like I wouldn't say I'm a germaphobe, but I definitely am conscious about that stuff and try to stay clean, wash my hands, that kind of thing. So it's like, I'm just out here wondering why I keep getting sick. You know what I mean? And I'm still a little bit stuffy, a bit of a sore throat. I don't know if you can tell over the recording, but but yeah. So I kind of just wanted to talk about it real quick, my experiences, because being sick is just kind of like a mundane thing, you know. It's just like it happens, But when I was a kid, I I never got sick too often as a kid, but whenever I did get sick, I was never like, I was always like pretty active, right? I would have a lot of energy. I wouldn't really nap or anything. Like I would have the sniffles and feel bad, but I would still like get up and do stuff. Like wander, like run around like a kid would. It's like to a certain extent, being sick is almost actually kind of fun, and in a certain way, because it gives me a perfect excuse to just like, not deal with stuff. If that I don't know if this is just me, but like, I feel like when if I just have like something where I'm not like bedridden, just like a common cold or some random like the flu or some virus or whatever that isn't too terrible. It's like, yeah, maybe you have a bit of a headache and you're stuffy and you need to blow your nose like every 10 minutes, but still like you can game, you know what I mean? But like there have been times before when I've been sick where it's like it's like you don't have the energy to do that stuff, and that's when it sucks. I remember one time one of the times I was sick this month, there was one day that I was like so exhausted and my head hurt so bad that I like just actually had to like lay down for an entire day. You know what I mean? And it's like at that when you're like at that point being sick, it sucks. Well, I feel like there are cases where it's almost kind of a relief because you get time off from life just to chill a little bit. And like, yeah, sure, physically you're obviously not well, but maybe you can take that opportunity to mentally collect yourself. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just kind of a thought. Whether or not being sick is kind of has a positive element to it. But it's just like at the same time, that's kind of what I was thinking at first this month when I kept getting sick. I was like, oh, it's like whatever. And luckily I already had a bunch of videos filmed that I could edit and release. But I was just kind of thinking like, oh, it's whatever. I'll just get some time to chill. But like the more and more I kept getting sick again, I was starting to be like, okay, this is kind of annoying now. You know what I mean? Because it's like you just get behind on stuff, and it's like missing a day or two of school is or whatever it could be is obviously nice. But then once you start to miss way more time, that's when it starts getting rough. I remember in my sophomore year of high school, I actually ended up getting hand, foot, and mouth disease, which was nasty. I had like, it was not cool. It was not cool. I had like ulcers in my throat. I think that's what they're called, ulcers, little like lacerations. I don't really know exactly what they're called, but my throat was basically raw, and I had like rashes on my hands and everything, and it was like that was really painful. I'm not gonna lie. It literally like hurt to breathe. So that was the kind of thing where I could like really only just kind of sit there And like I would like watch YouTube or like play some games here and there, but that wasn't very fun. I missed like in a full 5 day week of school because of that. I was gone like all the whole time. Then I remember the next week on the Monday I came back, and then the next day Tuesday, I got like sick again. Like I got another different virus, and I ended up having a fever and I had to stay home the rest of the week. So it's like that sucked. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even fun at all. But it's like just those, I don't know, man. It's like getting sick is just one of those weird things where like there you have almost no control over it, and it can just like completely stop your life, you know. And those are kind of those moments where at that point you're just like, all right, well, guess I'm gonna have to make the most of this. But but yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just thankful that we live in the modern era where getting the common cold doesn't mean that you're going to die because you can take Mucinex or any of the other over-the-counter drugs to stop those symptoms. It's just it's nice. I can still, you know. But I think I mean, yeah, modern medicine. We stand not dying from sickness, honestly. But yeah, I mean, those are just some stories, of me being sick. I don't know if there are like any other major times and I've really like gotten sick bad. Oh, I guess in kindergarten I got pneumonia way back when. I got pneumonia and I was gone from school for almost an entire month. And I remember I had to take there was like a week where I had to take two different medicines a day, one in the morning and evening and one like in the afternoon. And like it was like the nastiest stuff ever, bro. And it was like literally sludge and it tastes like here's the thing, right? Like they try to like make medicines taste good and then it just makes it way worse. You know what I mean? Well, I guess I don't know what an unflavored medicine would taste like, so I guess I'm not going to try to imagine that. But like this stuff was like, like the standard like cherry flavor, but it was just straight up gross. You know what I mean? Just some straight up sludge. And like I remember like once I started taking the medicine, I started developing like hives and all this stuff. And then we found out that I was actually allergic to one of them that I was taking. I don't actually remember what it's called. But but yeah, it's like you know, that was just that sucked for little like 6-year-old me. It's like dude had pneumonia. Had already been sick for like a week or two and just now is having an allergic reaction to this medicine. But honestly, I don't really remember that sickness too well. The only memory I have of pneumonia from kindergarten is when I went to Meyer with my mom, and on the way to our car, like in the parking lot, I was complaining about having to take the medicine. I like have a very distinct memory of that, but pretty much nothing else. And also, I remember that my kindergarten class made a get well soon card for me, like the day before I came back, just on accident. It was like it just happened. They must have, I mean, in their little kindergarten brains, they must have thought that like they actually cured me with their get better card, even though I was just gonna come back anyways. And dude, I remember when I came back to school that day, we were learning, like in my kindergarten class, right? We would do this thing where like all these memories are just flooding back now. This is all different stories, but like in my kindergarten class, we would do this thing where we would have like these alphabet songs, and we like for each different letter, and we would learn one on Monday, and then like throughout the week you'd learn the little dance and the song, and then you would all do it every day. And I remember like I came back on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and all the other kids were singing Nell the Noodle and dancing perfectly, and I was just confused out of my brain, bro. And that was one of the darkest times for me. You know what I mean? Not knowing the words to Nell the Noodle, to learn about the letter N. That was really where shit got rough. But in any case, yeah, I just kind of, I've just been sick a lot lately. It's just kind of been like a big part of my life for some reason. So I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about it, just tell some stories about it. So yeah, that's gonna be it. See you around.